Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another video. As I say, with me, I have Pratik Kunwar. And first of all, congrats on getting into MIT.
Thank you so much.
And let's start off with Dane. Like, how did you get into MIT? What did you study before that? Please, let's start.
So basically, I applied and they accepted. That's how I got into MIT.
Awesome.
I know. Okay, once MIT ko चाहिँ सुरुमा I read this book called Poor Economics.
Awesome.
It's written by Abhijit Banerjee, Esther Duflo, duita Nobel laureates. त्यतिखेर थाहा थिएन. And book was pretty interesting. Like it was about how we could do randomized control trials, like the way the vaccine ko bela garcha ni.
Awesome.
But using that for your social programs, okay? Like education, like कसरी improve गराउने, health, like कसरी सबकोमा बाँड्न मिल्छ. So त्यस्तो कुरा थियो. अनि मैले bachelor's in international business मा गरेको थिएँ, of which argument I say like I haven't really used any of the technical details. तर I think it's after earthquake पछि चाहिँ I started working yo sector मा. On this I was like, okay, we need to impact ko gaf matra garnu bhanda if there's a way to actually you can put it on paper and you can say ki yo program le yati improve bhasa or like government le bhanam like yati 1000 वटा लाई employment दिन्छु भन्यो रे हैन. How do we know like कस्तो खालको employment पायो, like actual हुन्छ नि त्यो livable wage पायो कि नै, अनि कोही कोहीले 6 महिना छोड्न सक्छ, कोही कोही 3 महिना छोड्न सक्छ. So 1000 जनामा like 2 वर्षपछि कति जनाको actual income रहेछ or like actual employment रहेछ. So त्यस्तो कुराहरु चाहिँ हाम्रो यो न्यूजमा or like even researchमा त्यस्तो त्यो कभर भएको देखिन. अनि मैले यो MIT को यो भर्खरै नयाँ प्रोग्राम थियो. So I applied for it.
Applied data and
data economics and development policy भन्ने. So त्यसको 2 वर्ष online त्यो online component भ्याउनु पर्थ्यो पहिला. And if you pass that, then you get to apply for the master's program. So अरू चाहिँ like MIT को MBA or like अरू programs हरूमा there's like 800-900,000 students every cohort मा. हाम्रो यो वाला चाहिँ it's like 16 people.
16 people in this course.
Yeah. Like every year it's like 16 to 20 people max.
And before MIT, where did you study and what did you do?
So MIT MIT like next year's answer, but early I'm like running your non-profit Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation भन्ने.
And
it's basically like my love child.
Center for
I just figured I would do and tackle the most wicked problems. Right? So there's like kind problems where you know the rules, you know like what one action will lead to. Like say for example golf, right? Give me hand, so you know the distance it'll go if you put more power to this answer. You know the rules don't change. Wicked games are like solving, say like education. I know if you want to make sure children are more educated, like what do you do? There's no clear answer to that. And same for like health and any of the big problems we face as Nepali society. Migration go by, like how do you solve it? So this got my interest. And I just figured if I could make an organization and like gather people, like-minded people and unlike-minded people who can focus on trying to get an answer, like an approximation of an answer, and I have fun while doing it. So like I was like, okay, like let's have fun while trying to solve
the problems.
Yeah, some of the biggest problems that Nepal faces.
Let's talk about who is Pratik Kunwar.
Oh my god. Who is
Who actually made you think like
yeah, I was like, who am I? I was like Osho vibes out of things. But yeah. I know. Like,
who?
I guess he is a curious soul. Just born in a place where he sees things that need to be changed, and he's trying to do his best to make sure it happens.
You went to Harvard, now you're going to MIT. Before that, as a high schooler, what was your like goal in life? What did you want to become?
I didn't know what I wanted to. I guess my only goal, if there was any, was to know more about myself, like all the introspective, like meditative, spiritual kalko.
What's that?
I guess all I wanted to do was just like sit home and watch more anime. That's essentially what I still do.
Dai gets his inspirations from animes, and if you ever have any like, please I'll not say it because we did talk agi bhakhare, and like whenever he's in problem day.
Yep. So I base my life important decisions on anime. So, for example, like if I have to form a partnership with somebody, say, I tend to think like, okay, like would Luffy ever accept this person as one of their crew members? And if I think no, then I don't really do it. And yeah, it's worked out so far.
That's something unique. I've never heard that before from Koi Pani Dai. Like that at the end of the day, inspiration like moving on, like like what Hazurko parents, how do they describe your job, the things that you do? Keep on to other people.
I guess all non-profit co-K comes. That's actually how it is. I mean, like my dad knows like more about Blue because he's also in the non-profit sector. And he's by the so like he knows what it is. So like civic engagement or governance he's innovating technological grassroots solutions. I think until we got like our first grant funding, even my parents were like, oh, to me like master's like every other Nepali parent. But once they saw that there was like potential in what I was doing and that people were supporting it, like Nepal like internationally, like a lot of organizations supported it. They're like, okay, like I think they
must be super proud that like the things you're doing. You just got invited to the 10th World Democratic. There's this
Forum for Democracy.
Democracy. How was it there? How was it sitting between like world top leaders? How was the feeling?
More than like the leaders, I was very energized and happy to see young people from other countries like me who were just passionate about democracy. So गणतन्त्रको कुरामा विश्वभरि नै एउटा के भन्ने प्रब्लम छ भनौँ न, like त्यो डिक्लाइन भइरहेछ. अनि just seeing like the fire in their eyes, like that's like fire in the eyes. I can like talk about another Upani, but knowing that you're not alone in this, like अरूहरु पनि गरिरहेछ आफ्नो देशमा आफ्नो कन्टेक्स्टमा. So त्यो हिसाबले चाहिँ that was more energizing than meeting leaders. Like I met like presidents or prime ministers but I don't know.
Meeting the young passionate people with the same goal that you have.
Like I'm never like impressed by meeting somebody. I'm impressed by like how they think about things and like usually, of course, like just like when you're in a lunch with like say like president of Mongolia and you ask them like, okay, so what's like the biggest issue of their country? They're like, oh, like economy, education, and yeah, so but like what's like so what have you done so far? And of course like things get very awkward when they like can't like really answer and they're like fork chala was. I'm like, your food's finished, man. young people always have ideas like यस्तो गर्नुपर्छ, like I have done this, I've trained these many people, and this is like what has worked, this is what hasn't worked, how is it in your country, and it's like the drive to learn यस्तो intense हुन्छ and you feel like shit, like यिनीहरू lead गर्नुपर्ने हो क्या आफ्नो देश. अनि नेपालमा मलाई त्यही त्यो चित्त दुख्छ that there's so many talented people who either are like त्यो हुन्छ नि politics देख्ने बित्तिकै त्यो हिँड्लाएर टाढा भएको छ कि त even those who are trying to change politics बाट उनीहरूलाई यति गाह्रो गर्छ क्या. यहाँ हरेक काममा गाह्रो छ. यहाँ राम्रो काम गरेर हुन्छ नि देशको प्रगति गर्ने मान्छेहरूलाई पनि गाह्रो छ, तर फेरि तिमी नराम्रो काम गर्छौ भने पनि उसलाई पनि गाह्रो छ क्या. लाइक त्यो केही गर्ने त्यो सक्दैन जस्तो लाग्छ है. लाइक आई थिङ्क त्यो धेरै युवाहरूको त्यो भावना छ. सो त्यसलाई चाहिँ त्यो भावनालाई चाहिँ परिवर्तन गर्नुपर्छ.
दाइ अब सरी टु इन्टरप्ट, तर के हजुरको भर्खरको स्टेटमेन्टमा हजुर एज अ इम्प्लोयर हजुरले चाहिँ के प्रब्लम्सहरू फेस गर्नु भएको छ लाइक इन नेपालमा while doing your business and like with your ideas?
So नन प्रफिटको लागि त एउटा त यहाँ डोमेस्टिक उसमा त फन्डिङ आउँदैन. Nobody, I don't know, like if nobody has the money or nobody is willing to invest it. अब कर्पोरेट्सहरूबाट गऱ्यो भने CSR हो अनि CSR पनि इट्स लाइक उनीहरूको आफ्नै क्राइटेरिया हुन्छ.
CSR भनेको
corporate social responsibility. So each private sector like corporations have to pay some % of their annual profits as corporate social responsibility को भनेर अनि रुख रोप्ने, प्लान्ट रोप्ने, नयाँ फुटबल कोर्ट बनाउने त्यस्तै त्यो हुन्छ नि लाइक 5-6वटा कुरामा सीमित हुन्छ. नोबडी एक्चुअली गिभ्स अ शेयर अबाउट लाइक त्यो सिस्टमलाई हेरेर के चाहिँ इम्पोर्टेन्ट छ भनेर राख्नुपर्छ भनेर. इट्स जस्ट लाइक इन्स्टाग्राममा 2-3टा पोस्ट कुन चाहिँ सबभन्दा राम्रो आउँछ, सबभन्दा लाइक्स बढी कुन आउँछ अनि आफ्नो त्यो बोर्ड अफ डिरेक्टर्सले देखाउँदाखेरि ल म चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ 10,000वटा रुख रोप्यो है भनेर. धेरै अब कि बागमतीमा जहिले पनि कति लाइक हुन्छ नि टन्स अफ लाइक वेस्ट इज बिङ थ्रोन एभ्री डे. त्यो मतलब छैन उनीहरू. अब बागमती क्लिनअप क्याम्पेन गर्छ तर कहाँ गर्छ एट द एन्ड अफ द रिभर. लाइक एउटा इन्जिनियरले भनिदिन्थ्यो यार लाइक हुन्छ नि माथिबाट गर्नुपर्छ. सानो सानो कुरा यति फ्रस्ट्रेट बनाउँछ विच इज एउटा. अनि त्यो कारण पनि होला यु निड टु मेक अ बबल फर यर सेल्फ क्या. त्यो लाइक जस्ट लाइक बिङ इन टच विथ पिपल हु वान्ट टु प्रोग्रेस द नेसन होइन. अनि यस्तो लाइक के भन्छन् अब आई गेस लाइक अ bubble of safety, like mental safety. Physically the you never know, like accident हुन्छ like bike पनि नर्मल. But mentally चाहिँ you need something that challenges you but also accepts कि like एउटा मिसन चाहिँ हुनु पर्यो है सबैजना मिलेर गर्नु पर्यो भनेर.
त्यही अब के रे अब you think like just publicity चाहिँ बेसी हुने भयो like doing actual work होइन. अनि तपाईँले भन्नुभयो लाइक जस्तै इन्जिनियर्सहरूले होइन दे क्यान टेल यु लाइक यु जस्ट मेट एन इन्जिनियर होइन हाम्रो नेपालको युथ बालिसा यु जस्ट मेट हिम फर यर एप विच विल टक अबाउट इन अ व्हाइल. हाउ वाज इट when you met him and when you talked to him? Were you impressed? Like, do you think somebody would do something for this country? He has been doing a lot, I know. Personally, I love him for the things he's doing. Hazurलाई चाहिँ कस्तो लाग्यो?
So Balen भन्दा पनि like I'm a big fan of Sunita. पहिला ग्लोबल शेयर्समा पनि थियो. So I've known her work like त्यो काली जात्राको उसबाट like she's promoting like Newari literature अनि writing style. Balenko I think it's मैले जति सुनाएको छु it's more from like whatever newspapers say and what like people say and Facebook comments whatever. I think like he's a different wind भनौँ न like नयाँ हावा जसरी आछ. But I'll still treat him the same way like I treat every other politician, which is at the end of their term and see like 5 वर्षमा के चाहिँ गरेछ. So अहिलेको लागि I'm holding all judgments उसमा. तर the fact that he's shown a willingness to innovative कुराहरू गर्ने, especially like bringing in young voices, young like youthबाट आएको आइडियाजहरू, especially like technological उसमा लाने क्या. like हाम्रो normal everyday के भन्छ जब राष्ट्रिय सभा गृहमा गरेर काम गर्नुपर्छ त्यहाँ त्यो प्रोसेसेसहरूलाई चाहिँ अलिक डिजिटाइज गर्ने त्यसमा चाहिँ द्याट्स वाट्स निडेड एन्ड द्याट्स वाट्स इज डन एज फर लाइक हिज ओन भ्युज अनि ऊ चाहिँ मलाई त्यतिको चाहिँ थाहा भएन
पेसेन्स नेपालमा ट्राफिकमा चाहिँ देयर इज नो पेसेन्स द्याट्स काइन्ड अफ
वी हेभ भेरी लो सर्ट टर्म पेसेन्स अनि भेरी लङ टर्म पेसेन्स सो सर्ट टर्ममा लाइक ए हो लाइक क्युजमा पनि होइन टाँसेर बसेर हुन्छ नि
हजुर
टाँसेर बसेर हुन्छ गाडी पनि हर्न लाइक हुन्छ यता अलिकति पनि कोही कुर्दैन लेफ्टबाट पनि गएको छ राइटबाट पनि गएको छ लङ टर्ममा हेऱ्यो भने भइहाल्छ नि यस्तै त हो नि होइन सो वी गट द्याट होल थिङ फ्लिप्ड के
ठ्याक्क जीको लागि चाहिँ सर्ट हुनु पर्ने त्यो लङ भयो a new thing that I true like oh shit अघिदेखि I've had this brain fart कि like तपाईँ दिदी भनेर so I'm imagining it you're like oh true हजुरले अब you met हाम्रो mayor what do you call them sub mayor कि vice mayor like deputy mayor sorry deputy mayor को लागि where you met हाम्रो deputy mayor you know you know her for like a while I know what do you think about her today like because mayor da but we'll wait till
yeah I mean same as like Balian like usko political usma चाहिँ I hold every opinion until the term finishes अनि then like if there's like a public scorecard of like what she's done अनि kaka के गर्न गयो that's like when I make okay like she's been more successful or less successful than her predecessors as a person she's amazing and she's always been involved in your field right so from the work that I've known like I think she's fabulous for the job
great Bernie you met them for Shasan you know please tell us about Shasan like, this is something I've been wanting to
sure so Shasan चाहिँ एउटा program को think of it like umbrella so त्यो प्रोग्राममा चाहिँ हाम्रो तीनटा कुरा छ एउटा भनेको डिजिटल मिडियाको कुरा भयो हैन सो नेपालको पोलिटिकल सिभिक इश्यूज एकदमै जुन क्रिटिकल इश्यूजहरु छ त्यो त्यसको चाहिँ हामीले एभिडेन्स र रिसर्च गरेर कन्टेन्ट बनाउँछ त्यो इन्स्टाग्राममा मात्रै छ अहिले अनि त्यो चाहिँ किन बनाएको भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ अब रिसर्च पेपरहरु मान्छे लाइक हुन्छ नि संस्थाहरूले लेख्छ तर धेरै जसोले त्यो पढ्दैन लाइक त्यो उनीहरुको त्यो आर्काइभमै बसिरहेको हुन्छ अनि न्युज पेपरमा त्यो के भन्छ एउटा किसिमले त्यो लेखेको हुन्छ हैन इट्स नट लाइक मल्टिपल सोर्सेसबाट ग्यादर गरेर त्यो बायस एउटा त हुन्छ हैन अर्को भनेको वी युजुअली गेट आवर न्युज फ्रम लाइक नो नेक्स्ट क्वेसन or routine of Nepal भन्दा अनि they're not really known for having the highest standard of like evidence नै यो हो सोर्स त कहिलेकाहीँ दिँदैन
so usually source चाहिँ दिँदैन like picture credit दिन्छ ausो
so त्यो भएर चाहिँ लाइक ओके लेट्स मेक समथिङ अलिकति मोर रिगरस अलिकति जो मान्छेले यो इस्यु बारे केही थाहा छैन त्यो एउटा भिडियो हेरेर नै लाइक दे विल नो कि ओके यो इस्यु रहेछ यो साइड यस्तो रहेछ यो साइड यस्तो रहेछ अनि देन वी आस्क द अडियन्स ने क्या सो यो इस्युको लागि व्हाट डु यु थिंक वी शुड डु नेपालले के गर्नुपर्छ नेपाल सरकारले नयाँ कुन नीति ल्याउनुपर्छ त्यस्तो सो इट engages like everyday people to be a part of the के भन्छ नेशनल कन्भर्सेसन सो त्यो भयो सेकेन्ड इज हाम्रो ग्रासरुट्सकै प्रोग्राम हुन्छ सो हामी सिभिक लिडरसिप अनि न्यारेटिभ बिल्डिङ त्यस्तो कुराहरूमा ट्रेनिङ दिन्छौँ युवाहरूलाई अनि यसमा प्यानल डिस्कसन हुन्छ कहिलेकाहीँ वर्कसप्स हुन्छ सो लाइक मिसइन्फर्मेसन कसरी आइडेन्टिफाई गर्ने होइन अनि भोटिङमा चाहिँ लाइक इलेक्सनको बेला भोटिङ कसरी गर्ने अनि कुन ठाउँमा त्यो लोकल लेभलको छुट्टै हुन्छ त्यो फेडरल लेभलको छुट्टै हुन्छ तिमी कुन ठाउँ गएर रेजिस्टर गर्नुपर्छ भोटर आइडी कसरी ल्याउनुपर्छ अनि वाट क्वेसन सुड यु आस्क अफ योरसेल्फ वेन यु आर गोइङ टु भोट सो त्यस्तो कुराहरू छ अनि फाइनली देयर इज द एप अनि यो चाहिँ एप चाहिँ आई थिङ्क लाइक एउटा एकदमै सिम्पल के भन्छ कन्सेप्ट हो सो बाटोमा लाइक जब हिँडिरहन्छ यु सी लाइक पट होल्सहरू हैन वेस्ट त्यो यतिकै फालिरहेको हुन्छ or like you can see like somebody like कसैले bribe दिइरहेछ भने anything wrong that you see in your surrounding you can take a picture or a video of it अनि त्यो जियो ट्याग हुन्छ आफै अनि क्याटेगोरी छान्यो सो लाइक वेस्टको फोटो खिच्दैन वेस्टको गऱ्यो अनि देन इट गोज टु द गभर्मेन्ट होइन सो काठमाडौँमा गरेछ भने इट गोज टु काठमाडौँको मेट्रोपोलिटन अफिसको वेस्ट डिपार्टमेन्टको जसले हेर्छ त्यहाँ जान्छ अनि देन यु गेट अ नोटिफिकेसन चाहिँ लाइक इस्यु चाहिँ रिसिभ भयो अनि त्यसरी उनीहरूले चाहिँ त्यो वेस्ट सफा गऱ्यो भने चाहिँ लाइक त्यो नोटिफिकेसन फेरि आउँछ त्यो चाहिँ रिजल्भ भयो भनेर अनि इट्स बेसिक लाइक सिटिजन र गभर्मेन्टले त्यो इन्टरेक्ट गर्न सक्छ होइन अब नेपालमा यति धेरै यही बाटोमा हेर्दा कतिवटा पटल छ होइन यहीँ वेस्ट फालेको छ सो इट्स लाइक एभ्री सिटिजन क्यान जस्ट लाइक टेक अ पिक्चर अफ देयर सराउन्डिङ मात्रै क्या टाढा जानै पर्दैन क्या अनि त्यो गऱ्यो भने गभर्मेन्टलाई पनि के हुन्छ भने कुन कुन ठाउँमा चाहिँ ल पटल फिक्स गर्नु सक्छ होइन उनीहरूको पैसा पनि बच्छ टाइम पनि बच्छ सिटिजनको पनि पैसा बच्छ टाइम बच्छ 20 सेकेन्डमा यु क्यान रिपोर्ट एन इस्यु
तर will their identification be like उनीहरूको identity चाहिँ will it be like safe कि not like त्यो नि त boarding thing कहिलेकाहीँ त
you can choose to be anonymous त्यो anonymous को option छ
हजुर
so if it's like a sensitive issue you can anonymize yourself अनि मानौँ like we both see the same pothole होइन अनि हामीले त्यही फोटो खिच्यो so based on the location हामी त एउटै ठाउँको छ so we know कि त्यो एउटै pothole हो भनेर होइन अनि that pothole gets a higher priority किनभने more people have reported that issue होइन so त्यो गर्यो भने चाहिँ गभर्मेन्ट अल्सो नोज कि कुन चाहिँ इस्यु सबभन्दा बढी प्रायोरिटीमा छ सो मेन रोडमा एउटा पडल छ भने धेरै मान्छेले खिच्छ सो द्याट गेट्स सल्भ फास्टर होइन अनि यस्तै यस्तै कुरा बाटोमा फुटपाथको हुन्छ हिँड्ने ठाउँ छैन यो रुखहरूको त्यो कहिलेकाहीँ हाँगाले आँखामा घोज्छ टन्नै छ फोहोर यत्तिकै यहाँ हुन्छ नि त्यो कन्स्ट्रक्सन गरेर फालेको छ सो अहिले चाहिँ हामीले काठमाडौँ मेजर यो अर्बन उसमा चाहिँ त्यहाँबाट सुरु गऱ्यौँ किनभने त्यहाँ मान्छेको लाइक स्मार्टफोनको पनि छ लगभग त नेपालभरि लाइक 80% को स्मार्टफोन अहिले भर्खर अस्ति आई थिङ्क एनटिसी क्यान्सरले त्यो निकालेको थियो होइन सो त्यसको बेसिसमा नै इफ वी क्यान मेक स्योर कि यो एप चाहिँ सिटिज र सब अर्बन सिटिज हाम्रो 17वटा जुन छ नेपालमा त्यहाँ मात्रै भयो भने विल गेट लाइक 9 million 10 million पिपलको लागि आनन्दले हुन्छ and then we can move on to like smaller tier cities.
Is it live there अहिले this app?
Yeah, so Android मा छ अहिले अनि अब Apple को चाहिँ it'll take some more months because as I said earlier funding को गाह्रो छ नेपालमा so yeah अहिले चाहिँ Android मा downloadable छ
अनि if you report it अहिले it works right it's like fully functional अहिले the app
yeah and so अहिले if you report an issue like त्यो server मा जान्छ but based on like where you report it from त्यो ठाउँको local government चाहिँ हाम्रो पार्टनर हुनुपर्छ किनभने if we don't have a partnership with them त्यो उनीहरूलाई फोटो मात्र खिचेर त केही भएन किनभने उनीहरूले पनि रिजल्भ गर्नु पर्यो नि त सो सिटिजनले जति पठाएर पनि गभर्मेन्टले के गरेन भने त सिटिजनकै त्यो होप जान्छ नि त्यो चाहिँ गाह्रो छ
अहिले चाहिँ it's in के अरे in a beta phase it's on the test once the government buys it it's gonna be crazy it's gonna be
I hope so too
I don't know
नेपाल भन्दा बढी बाहिर इन्ट्रेस्ट आएको छ क्या
यसको
लाइक यो के भन्छ अफ्रिकामा साउथ अमेरिकामा देयर लाइक हाम्रो सेम प्रब्लम छ लिटरली लाइक जस्ट हुन्छ नि स्केल इट हियर लाइक ग्वाटेमालाको साथीहरू लाइक साउथ अफ्रिकाको गभर्मेन्टकै मान्छे नाइजेरिया सो लाइक ग्लोबल साउथको लाइक डेभलपिङ कन्ट्रिज लाइक अस होइन जसको यही प्रब्लम हो अनि दे अल्सो हेभ लाइक स्मार्टफोनको बुम भइरहेछ अनि इट्स अ भेरी सिम्पल कन्सेप्ट लाइक फोटो खिच्नु पठाऊ गभर्मेन्टले आउँछ सल्भ
यो कन्सेप्ट त इट्स रियली सिम्पल नि
तर त्यो द सिम्पलर द कन्सेप्ट द हार्डर इट इज टु एक्जिक्युट समटाइम्स
अनि व्हाट्स द फिडब्याक अन इट लाइक फ्रम द गभर्मेन्ट एन्ड फ्रम द पिपल
So feedback from the people, it's overwhelmingly positive. Government ko bare pani it's unarलाई मन पर्छ यो plus it's free like it's free for citizens it's अहिले को लागि it's free for governments because अहिलेसम्म त ग्रान्ट छ हामीले त्यो एप बनाउने डेभलप गर्ने भइरहेछ हैन so त्यो एप चाहिँ like we are partner with नक्सा भन्ने टेक्नोलोजी कम्पनी छ अनि they helped us make the whole the app को बनाउने they're like one of the best GIS त्यो बनाउने companies in Nepal तर गभर्मेन्टको फेरि डिफ्रेन्ट ठाउँमा डिफ्रेन्ट प्रब्लम छ क्या सो एउटा प्रब्लम भनेको एभ्री government, local government or metropolitan city wants their own app के ललितपुरलाई आफ्नै चाहिएको छ हैन काठमाडौँलाई आफ्नै चाहिएको छ भक्तपुरलाई आफ्नै चाहिएको छ अनि म कहिलेकाहीँ भन्छु के इमेजिन इफ लाइक तपाईँ पठाउ लिनुहुन्छ अरे हैन if you had to go from Lalitpur to Kathmandu you had to have पठाउ काठमाडौँ पठाउ ललितपुर पठाउ भक्तपुर अनि के चेन्ज गरेको हैन सिटिजनलाई त गाह्रो बनाउने अनि if you have just one app where like एउटा ड्याशबोर्डबाट you can see everything and like अनि फ्रीमा दिइरहेको छ
हजुर
तर फेरि उनीहरूको अर्को पनि के छ भने लाइक कुनैको त्यो 15 लाखको त्यो टेन्डर हुन्छ हैन सो दे हेभ एलोकेटेड 15 लाख टु गिभ फर लाइक सम आइटी प्रोजेक्ट अनि कुनैले पहिलेदेखि लिइरा हुन्छ एक्ज्याक्टली कुनैले लाइक पहिलेदेखि लिइरा हुन्छ कुनैले भन्छ फ्रीमा लियो भने त्यो 15 लाख त युज गर्न पाएन नि त्यो 15 लाख त लाइक 60% मेबी गोज टु लाइक उसको चिनेको आइटीको मान्छे 40% अब हुन्छ नि उनीहरूले आफै राख्ने सो त्यहाँ त्यो इन्सेन्टिभ त्यो पर्भर्स इन्सेन्टिभ छ कि कुनै ठाउँमा हामीले चाहिँ कोले अप्रोच गरेर भने हु एक्चुअली बिलिभ इन दिस अनि हु वान्ट टु ट्राई समथिङ न्यू हैन सो धरानमा दङ्गडीमा युजली लाइक यो सब लाइक नयाँ न्यू फेसेस यङ फेसेस अनि एक्चुअली सम ओल्ड वान्स एज वेल हु भर्खरै फर्स्ट टाइम आएका छन् अनि देयर लाइक ओके अब चाहिँ के गर्नु पर्यो लाइक उनीहरूलाई एकदमै डिमान्ड आएछ कि सिटिजनबाट कि हाम्रो भोइस सुन्दै हुन्थ्यो हाम्रो कन्सर्न सुन्दै हुन्थ्यो भनेर
गभर्मेन्ट अफिसियल्स
मेयर्स डेप्युटी मेयर्स वार्ड चेयरपर्सन्स अनि उनीहरूसँग चाहिँ हामी पार्टनर गर्छ क्या सो अहिले चाहिँ भक्तपुरमा पनौती भन्ने म्युनिसिपालिटी छ स्मल म्युनिसिपालिटी लाइक 27,000 पिपल त्यहाँ चाहिँ लाइक आई थिङ्क विल बी लाइक द फर्स्ट प्लेस वेयर त्यो फुल्ली इन्टिग्रेटेड हुन्छ एनी इस्यु यु क्यान कम्प्लेन अनि इट विल गो देयर अनि दे क्यान लाइक रिजल्भ इट फर यु त्यो भएपछि आई थिङ्क लाइक पिपल विल स्टार्ट सेङ ओके लाइक पनौतीमा यस्तो राम्रो भइरहेछ हाम्रोमा किन छैन भनेर अनि दे विल स्टार्ट आस्किङ देयर गभर्मेन्ट फर इट क्या
पहिला चाहिँ you start small and then you on. Is it like government हो त like उनीहरूको ego problem भन्नु मलाई के भन्ने like we want our own apps we want this to be like भक्तपुरको नक्साला हैन
अनि छ उनीहरूको अब इट्स ललितपुर भनेर उनीहरूको ललितपुरकै एप भएपछि I think they think it makes things easier for them when it in fact does not like कुनै कुरा it does not किनभने सबैजना ललितपुरवासी हुँदैन हैन अनि ललितपुर many people go like अफिसको लागि हैन गइरहन्छ त काठमाडौँवासी हुन्छ अब लाइक के भन्नु पर्यो भने फिजिकली यदि तिमी ललितपुरको अफिस गयो हैन लाइक से लाइक यु लिभ फर अफिस लाइक तिमी कहाँ बस्छ तोखा हैन तोखाबाट तिमी ललितपुर गयो अनि त्यहाँ तिमीले रिपोर्ट ल्याउनु पर्यो हैन सो ड्राइभिङ त्यहाँदेखि यहाँ चाहिँ 40 minutes फर्किँदा 40 minutes wait in line another 20 minutes fill the form 20 minutes and so you wasted like
60 80
right so you wasted nearly like 2 hours of your life just doing this and 2 घण्टामा तिमी अरु के गर्न सक्थ्यौ right so comparing 2 hours to file one report
saying अब तपाईले 2 घण्टा लाइनमा बसेर कम्प्लेन गर्ने कि 2 minutes 2 minutes on the app 20 seconds on the app 20 seconds you can file a complaint and your identity will be safe if you choose it
I think the difference between like हाम्रो app and like any other thing is like हाम्रो app बनाउँदाखेरि we asked a lot of feedback we took a lot of feedback from like citizens अनि उनीहरूले कसरी युज गर्न मन लाग्छ सो युजली गभर्मेन्टमा जाँदाखेरि फर्म फाइल गर्नुपर्छ हैन अनि गभर्मेन्टको जुन एपहरू हुन्छ जस्तै काठमाडौँको त्यो एप भयो ललितपुरको एप भयो त्यहाँ लाइक कसैले गुनासो राख्नु पर्यो भने त्यही फिजिकल फर्म डिजिटल बनाइदिएछ क्या अनि लाइक हु वान्ट्स टु फिल फर्म लाइक द्याट्स द लास्ट थिङ यु वान्ट टु डु होइन सो हामी चाहिँ के थाहा पायो भने मान्छेहरूलाई टिकटक चाहिँ चलाउन आउँछ लाइक अरू जे चलाउन नआए पनि टिकटक चाहिँ चलाउन आउँछ सो शासन पनि इट्स लिटरली लाइक त्यो फर्ममा चाहिँ टिकटक जस्तै छ सो यु क्यान लाइक स्क्रोल थ्रु हुन्छ नि इस्युजहरू नियर यु सो तिम्रो लाइक 500 or 100 meters को उसमा you can see what issues are nearby हैन अनि त्यहाँबाट like if you also seen that issue you can like it अनि त्यो बढ्दै जान्छ के like the के भन्छ
priority
बढ्दै जान्छ अनि you can just like post a video just like a TikTok like 5 seconds 20 seconds like how much 20 seconds is like the long okay like त्यो एकदमै भर्खरै फर्स्ट टाइम चलाउन आएको like 20 seconds लाग्छ
you take out your camera you click a video you post it or a picture
you post it त्यो जियो ट्यागिङ आफै हुन्छ
सबै कुरा automatically. So that's really cool. I think it's gonna be revolutionary whenever once the government buys it and like also the stay. Like despite all the challenges and everything that you face, what drives you to work every day?
Actually, म हिँडेरै जान्छु So what drives me? Curiosity. More than anything, I want to find out like what works.
Also,
And it's like for me, it's like experimentation.
also,
Like it's like a kid playing in a playground. Like yeah, I'm gonna do this still accent. Like if I find an issue, I'm like okay, like कसरी, from what we know of like the total sum of human knowledge,
also,
what like specific pieces could you use to make things better? And every day is just that, like a new adventure to find solution to like something. So we do a lot of experiments. कति fail हुन्छ, कति like हुन्छ नि चल्दै चल्दैन.
also,
अनि some that need to be like changed. अनि कुनै like Shasan जस्तो is like त्यो traction पाउँछ. अनि we focus on those. अनि जुन चल्दैन, we like come back to them later, like okay के गलत भएछ, के भएछ. So it's like a constant process of discovering, rediscovering, adventure.
So curiosity, especially finding solutions to your problems, that drives you to work every day. Walks you to
Walks me to
walks you to work every day. And then for somebody who is just starting out, what would you like to a piece of advice that you'd like to give them?
Oh, I never give advice.
You never?
I hate advice.
What's the best advice that you've got? Or do you hate taking advices?
I take it. I mean, I listen to advice, and then I usually disregard them, like 99% of them. Because, I don't think like advice ever really works. Like you just have to learn from your like. And if you are smart enough to learn from the mistakes of others, you don't need to take their advice.
So that's an advice.
Like, if you want to take it. Yeah.
So if you learn from other mistakes, you can avoid failure. You can avoid failing.
Yeah. Like those are nice saying, like smart people learn from their mistakes, wise people learn from the mistakes of others.
True.
Something like that.
So you never had somebody like did you never have a mentor or like somebody that you looked up to?
I have a lot of mentors.
Also.
And I think this is like a very key thing that people confuse. Like they think that mentors are there to give you advice. They're there to guide you and coach you, right? For particular things.
Also.
Right? And advice is literally given when you don't know the context of what the other person is going through. Right? Like if I like say give advice, so I'll be like, okay, like study hard, do what you love, and all of these like trite bullshits that everybody loves to say from time to time. But somebody who truly understands your weaknesses, somebody who knows where you're struggling, gives you solid goals and milestones to reach, not advice.
Because you know what you're doing.
Like they know what I'm struggling with.
Yeah.
They know the pain points. They know like, so if I tell you like, I'll tell you the exact way, right? I won't give you advice on like how to go there. So it's like a
difference. That's how the misconception that people have towards their mentor, like what mentoring is.
Yeah.
So who's the guy? How's your mentor?
So you at least like if we take your civic engagement course, then accountability lab go Naran Dai hunनुहुन्छ. He's a fantastic human being. अनि उहाँले चाहिँ like he introduced me to a lot of the concepts and connections. नेपालमा चाहिँ यो civil sector मा चाहिँ कसरी how it runs. अनि यो connecting me with like different networks. त्यस्तो गर्नुहुन्छ हैन. अहिले पनि like we meet like every like 2 हप्ता 1 महिनामा. Like I usually go to him to take advice.
Yeah.
अनि like he's been generous enough to guide me throughout the journey. अनि उहाँको accountability lab they do like phenomenal work, phenomenal people. And like they're like pioneers नै हो
Pioneers in
civic engagement ko and doing like something new just so he's one of them.
And moving on, let's I think we're coming to an end. Thought of before we end this, there are two things that I would like to ask you. Firstly, we haven't talked about this. Thought hamro kavyatma. What made you get into the what?
So काव्यमा चाहिँ म कलेजबाट फर्केपछि
हजुर
मेरो नेपाली एकदमै डामाडो भइसकेको थियो हैन क्लास 10 सम्म नेपाली एकदमै राम्रो थियो मेरो हैन सीबीएसई मा स्कुलको पनि सदा हाईएस्ट थियो कुनै लाग्थ्यो नेपालीमा तर बाहिर गएपछि अनि अरू भाषा पनि सिक्यो अनि फर्केर आउँदा चाहिँ त्यो शब्दहरू नै दिमागमा नआउने के एकदमै त्यो के भन्छ आम शब्दहरू अनि मैले सोचेँ यदि कसैले फेरि मलाई अनि त्यो पोएट्री पनि मनपर्छ होइन सो इन्स्टाग्राममा यदि कसैले पोएट्रीलाई ट्रान्सलेट गरिदियो भने म सिक्न सजिलो हुन्छ होइन अनि दिनको एउटा नयाँ शब्द कसैले हालिदियो भने मलाई सिक्न सजिलो हुन्छ अनि त्यो खोजै भेटाएन अनि म चाहिँ आफै बनाइदिन्छु भनेर लिटरली एउटा टिम राखेँ टिममा गएको थियो म थिएँ अनि अर्को चाहिँ एउटा दाइ हुनुहुन्थ्यो उहाँ चाहिँ त्यो पोएट्री पुरा बुझ्ने होइन ट्रान्सलेट गरिदिनुहुन्थ्यो अनि म चाहिँ नयाँ शब्द खोज्ने क्या त्यो डिक्सनरीमा गएर वराबर लाइक जुन पनि राम्रो लाग्छ नि होइन निशब्द यस्तै के शब्दहरू कस्तो राम्रो सुनिने अनि त्यसलाई चाहिँ म युज गर्न खोज्थेँ अनि नेपाली लिटरेचरको पनि त्यस्तो प्रमोसन देखिरहेको थिएन सो इफ आई क्यान लर्न नेपाली फ्रम वाट आई लभ द मोस्ट विच इज लाइक पोएट्रीहरू देन लाइक अरूले पनि त्यसरी सिक्न सक्छ होला भनेर सो हाम्रो त्यो 2-3 महिनाको त्यो एक्सपेरिमेन्टेसन भयो अनि 3 महिनामा लाइक वी आर लाइक 10,000 फलोवर्सहरू थियो इन्स्टाग्राममा तर त्यस पछाडि द प्रब्लम वाज लाइक वी didn't have an idea to do it again and again. Okay? Like we need to hire somebody. You know, poetry खोज्नु पर्यो, त्यो पोएम खोज्नु पर्यो, ट्रान्सलेट गर्नु पर्यो, अनि नयाँ वर्ड हाल्नु पर्यो, नयाँ we were like promoting existing poetsहरू पनि उनीहरूलाई पनि ल्याउनु पर्यो तर उनीहरूलाई पेमेन्ट पनि दिनु पर्यो सो त्यतिखेर अहिलेको लागि चाहिँ हामी प्रमोट मात्रै गर्न सक्छ हामीसँग पैसा छैन अनि त्यही भएर त्यो कुनै लास्टमा गएर आई थिङ्क अ लट अफ आइडियाज डाई बिकज अफ फन्डिङको सो त्यो पनि झन् नन प्रफिटमा त त्यो सोच्नै पर्छ कि सुरुमै द्याट्स लाइक that was a learning lesson. So अहिले पनि if anybody is interested in like पोएट्रीको गर्ने अनि if you know graphic designer or somebody who loves Nepali poetry, we can revive this.
Kavyatma. Coming to the end there, coming to an end. So a misconception that people have towards you, like
misconception.
How's it?
Misconception भनेपछि I would have to have a formal conception of myself, man. So I guess perception management, you know, like people can conceive whatever they want. Like sometimes these, I guess, different people view me the way they've known me. So like school ko साथीहरु know me a certain way. College ko friends know me a certain way. अहिले after like post years, मैले CI सुरु गरेपछि people know me a certain way. Misconception just the case हैन. Yeah.
So there's a different way people perceive you depending on how they met you.
There's I also perceive myself differently based on like how I'm feeling.
Where are you?
Yeah, where am I on you? Like especially what anime I watch. Like if I'm watching like One Piece, I'm like bubbly. I'm like okay, let's do something. If I'm watching like Kimetsu no Yaiba, I'm like more okay, like let's plan ahead. If I'm watching Berserk, then I'm like so you know, like people are influenced by their moods a lot. And I think your perception people rarely think about how they perceive themselves based on their moods and think a lot about how other people view them, when the truth is very rarely is it that other people think of you that much. It's you in your mind who thinks that they think of you so much. People don't give a shit, man. Like they are so obsessed with themselves. Like Only the height of obsession is thinking people think so much about you.
Nah. With that, we've come to an end. Thank you, Pratik Dai, for coming to this show.
And thank you, Bigyan, for doing this. This is my first ever Gadi Mansora podcast gareko. Like, and sorry if I'm not like coherent at moments, because like Gadi Mansora, I'm always like, okay, call it
ठोके नि ठोके पछाडि अब के गर्ने
Saturday गर्नु पर्ने रहेछ
त्यो Saturday तर anyways दाइले आफ्नो busy schedule but you gave me your time guys, thank you so much for that and I hope to see you soon Dai.
Thank you so much.
Bye.